Hello dear traders, happy Friday. It's the 11th of August around 6:30. Today I will do the weekly summary a little bit earlier. The market is still open for a few hours. So let's get started. Yeah, let's go to Pound Aussie. A very nice one. Here are the nines. You see we have two medium-term stops below the price on the 1 hour chart. We have the shorties leaving. So nice short trades to the inner range, medium term stop. And I like it when there are two of them. That's always a good thing. So yeah, nice short trade there. Now it did first a decisive move to take out the first MTS and the second. Beautiful trade here on the 10th. The take profit has been hit. So that was one of the best trades this week. Very nice. And look at this precision. Look at how the smart money went with a pin to the second stop and then does a pullback. It's just beautiful to see that kind of precision. Okay, Euro Aussie wasn't so interesting. We had the situation from before. We have shorties in the market. The algos pushing it up, squeeze power, okay? They clear the high. They go for the long-term stop. They push the short positions of the dumb money into drawdown further and further. Of course, you can do a buy trade there, expensive into the market, but you need to protect yourself with a stop. So yeah, over the week, just more shorties came in and they just cleared the high again, like you see here. Take note of all those short positions below the price. Okay, they are priced in, as I call it. So they are in loss and they are in actual support for the price. And take note of the squeeze dynamics. So to make a long story short, the smart money algos just went for the dumb money shorties there. Gold, the other way around. The smart money went for the dumb money longies, the green bars. So already here we saw, 1 second. We saw how, on the nines, we had longies from before in the market, the stops below. So of course the algos push gold further down against the dumb money buyers. Also take note of the expanding buyer squeeze line and how the smart money just finishes up those long traders with retesting the low, taking out the short-term stops, etc. Yeah, and here from today you see the beautiful 4-hour chart, some kind of reversed gray pattern. Longies, the green bars came into the market, so it goes down against the dumb money buyers. It's amazing how the metals are just becoming additional forex pairs at this point. The causality has increased there a lot in the last month, as you can see here, which is not surprising. Alright, so silver. Sorry, normally I do this here before. Didn't do it that time. So the same thing, okay. Also here we have longies in the market and the algos just went for the longies. Look at that, boom, on the 8, kaboom. This is what happens opposite of supply and demand. Dumb money buyers, so the algos push the market down against those buyers, just going for the stops, killing them. I hope none of you went on the long side in those metals, yeah. Then later on what happened, we had an open option strike signal here on the hour chart in silver. So it can be that they're gonna fill this one with if some shorties come in, yeah? A normal pullback. But you can imagine above the price we have all these longies. So in order for the smart money to actually go up, longies need to leave the market or a lot of shorties need to come in, yeah? Okay, so dollar cut, you remember last week with a short trade which was difficult. But here you see nicely how it was great to throw the trade away. Because, look at that, yeah? So we had short, a dumb money switch in dollar cut, you remember? And a squeeze. So you can't be short in such a situation. You can only be long. So it was great, you remember last week, to throw it away. Because look, shorties came in, pushed the market all the way up because the algos are pushing up. Taking the highs, taking the moving averages, okay? Just killing the shorties there. Then on the 10th, we had a bit of shorties leaving, but overall, still shorties in the market. And then today, we see, like, overall, there are still shorties left in the market, okay? Of course, the more shorties leave, like it's currently the case, then at some point they can normalize back down, and some longies need to come in. In order for that to be tradable, we need some longies, okay? But look at, it was a great idea to exit here last week, as you may remember. What's happening here? Okay, Kiwi, all right. So, let's go to the past charts. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so Kiwi on the 8, not difficult to understand. Long is dominating in the market. Long is above the price. So we know the bias is bearish for Kiwi. The algos will push the market down against the longies and go for those lows. So you only approach the market from the short side. More longies came in during the next days. Then we had an MTS above the price, but as I said, the bias is clear. With the news, boom, they take the MTS quickly. Look at that. And right after, go back down. Look at that. Fantastic short entry, by the way. Overall bias is bearish. Okay, so you can place a limit here to short. So you get filled short once they took the upper stop, and then you are in the right direction again. Yeah, a bit advanced, but can be done. Amazing. Look at that. Look at that. Of course, if you want to trade towards this, the MTS, you have to use lower leverage because there were big news in the way. Yeah. Right. So let's continue. What's this dollar? No, dollar cut we already discussed. Let me close that. Sorry for that. Aussie, which is similar to Kiwi because the market structure tends to be very similar, as you can see. Now we have many examples because I documented everything here for quite a while now. It's really cool. A lot of fun. So yeah, on the 8 we had the similar situation like in Kiwi. Longies on the higher time frames. Too many longies, so we know they're going to push the market down, take the lows, okay? And the same like Kiwi, they also had an MTS here above the price before the news. And also they took this MTS with a big pin against the shorties. It even went a bit higher because some shorties came in, yeah? But then after, the same like in the other markets, also coming off. Look at the precision. Same like in Kiwi, yeah? On the higher time frame, as I said, move towards the lows. Again, fantastic short entry if you manage to get filled just above the MTS, yeah? In the right direction overall. It's intuitive, isn't it? Come on, it's not complex. Amazing, great. Okay, let's continue with the yen pairs. Let's go back a little bit here. So what we saw this week is the market's modes didn't really change. And the smart money just continued what they did before. But let's go step by step. So in dollar yen on the 7th, okay, we had an MTS above the price. And then we see here on the 8th with shorties in the market. And above the price, we have two highs and long-term stops. Yeah. So they took the MTS as expected, which you can see on the 9th, nice long trade. Then on the 10th, we have an MTS below the price, but expanding the money sellers. So, of course, they go up further. Yeah. Never trade against the squeeze. And here we see nicely from today, the up move against the dumb money shorties, against the red bars towards a high. Yeah. I mean, you can even long-term trade this, just buying and holding it until there, yeah, when it's so clear. This is gold to any trader, whether long-term or short-term. Nice. Okay, let's go to the other yen pairs. Of course, a similar thing happened there, but let's look at it in more detail. I love about this channel that this is a no BS channel. Forex channels where people just waffling around and going off tangents and talking. We are straight to the point. We are focused on markets. We are live. You know, this is just amazing. I still need to see another channel who does something similar. Haven't seen anyone so far. Enough of self-appreciation. We need to stay humble. Okay, 7. So pound yen, shorties and an MTS above the price. So nice if you caught a long trade there. Exactly there, turns down to the other direction. Look at that, to the lower one. Boom, boom. Pac-Man, if you caught the short trade, nice. And then on the 9th, after those two have been filled at the beginning of the week, we see the shorties dominating. More and more dumb money sellers, red bars coming in. And then towards the end of the week, we see, okay, the shorties are dominating like in the other yen pairs. The high needs to be cleared. They're even LTS above the price. Here for our chart, you see it nicely. Some kind of gray pattern going on there. And again, short positions expanding. We do not trade down on the short on the dumb money side. Okay, we do not do that. We trade the opposite way, of course. So beautiful up move there towards the high, clearing everything, kicking out shorties. Okay, the same like in the other yen pairs. That's why they're correlated, because the dumb money tends to do the same thing. What's this? What? Yeah. Euro yen. Well, in a nutshell, Euro yen did the same thing. You see, expanding shorties, dumb money shorties, clearing all the highs. Okay, now a bit tricky. Euro pound, that one was interesting because we still have this theme going on where we have the two MTS below the price. I mean, as we speak, the price is going down towards it, but there's some shorties in the way. It's a little bit tricky, but yeah. I mean, my short is in profit there. But I think I'm going to take profit and then wait for pullback and then try to trade again towards the lower stops maybe next week. So this team, these two can be taken. But maybe that doesn't happen today anymore. Okay. Right, euro dollar. So that's also from today. We see above the price all the dumb money longies, okay, still within the 4-hour range. And even though there was this up move and all that with the news, and still you see how the dumb money longies get priced in, okay? They want to keep the longies as long as possible in loss so that they close. And right now euro dollar is still in the range. Similar thing for cable. Long is dominating. The market is a bit empty, as you can see from the net dumb money, but they just went down against them. Let's go back a little bit there. So first, at the beginning of the week, we had those two beautiful open option strike targets and the smart money filling those with a nice up move. But then during the week, we had long is dominating, they retesting the lows, and then like euro dollar going in this consolidation. Taking the upper OST with the news, look at that position, with a pin, filling it and going back down. How amazing is this? Yeah, great. And Bitcoin moved towards the MTS again, did a pullback up against the shorties, but then in the end went down against the dumb money longies. So yeah, the week was some very good trades, some easy trades, and some trades just a continuation of the market structure from before. Yeah, like here, and in those cases you can trade, but always protect yourself. And of course, we had a lot of news announcements during the week, but you can see everything is still tradable. Just when you trade in front of a news announcement, decrease the leverage, because there can be big spikes, and we know there can be house cleaning and all that. Yeah, the higher the bias, the more you can risk. The lower the bias, the less you can risk, up to the point where setup is not tradable. But you see, there's always every week plenty of setups to trade. We still need to be selective. And I would say, yeah, the difficulty this week was like medium. So some amazing, easy trades, but then all, like we always know. But then the news in the way, and then in the end, the power of the squeeze taking over, overstretching markets, going to the stops which are far away, in the dollar pairs against the longies, and the yen pairs against the shorties. So the dollar pairs went down while the yen pairs went up, okay? And in those kind of market structures, sometimes it's important not to overtrade or to try to trade too precisely or to scalp. You can take a position and just let it run, okay, even if it takes a few days. Because as long as nothing switches, which happens rarely, as you know, you can just collect pips and you may catch a big move, yeah. yeah, fantastic. I mean, this is so aesthetic. It's so logical. It's really amazing. I'm so happy that this can be done here, and I'm very, very grateful that I can do this work here, and I'm so happy that I can help so many of you. Yeah, I mean, it gives me a fantastic feeling when people say this helps me so much. Thank you. I always wanted to understand how Forex works. Why are these erratic moves there? What's the reason for all that? And here you see all that stuff exposed. Here you can see behind the curtain, okay? And it's not too complex. It's very repetitive. Of course, study everything step by step, okay? Have some screen time, do some demo trading, you know the deal. Go step by step, all right? Don't develop bad habits, and it will take you a long time to unlearn those bad habits. That also happened to myself at the beginning, by the way. I should maybe elaborate on that on another time, but it's easy to develop bad habits. Don't, okay? Try to develop good habits from the beginning. If you go off a tangent, try to come back to a balance. Be very disciplined with risk management, with protecting the downside. Don't gamble. Okay, have the patience and diligence to wait for the right setups. Be like very, very analytical about the quality of the setups. Okay, sometimes use a limit when you think you get a better price. If you miss the trade, you miss a trade. But don't always trade at market. Sometimes be patient when it takes some time until the main idea unfolds. Okay, and only if there's a money switch, react and throw the trade away, but it doesn't happen often. So yeah, fantastic. Also, how it can be predicted where markets will go sideways and be within consolidations and all that. And take note of how we need to understand both the higher and the lower time frames. Then we know when to pull the trigger. All the best. Have a fantastic weekend.